Hey everyone, it's Cousin Mike here with Landon Custom Classics. We got a cool video for you today. Just got my package here from Riley over at Riley's Rebuilds, who I get all my carburetors done through. She always gives me a great deal, and she does amazing work. If you go check out her videos at Riley's Rebuilds, you can see their crew and all the cool stuff they do. What we ordered here is a 1915. It's a Edelbrock AVS 2 off-road model. So it has a bunch of cool new features. Other than the regular AVS 2, it has a few extra things that help it run a little better off-road. So let's open her up. I just cut the tape here. And this is the manual choke model. If you paid attention to any of my other videos, like I tell you, go check out Muscle Car Solutions. If you have problems tuning, you want to know things about carburetors, the manual carburetors, manual choke from the factory actually are built different, and they're more built for performance. So you get more power and better performance out of them than a one that comes with an automatic choke. Looks like Riley's crew stuck a bunch of cool stickers in here for me. Appreciate that, Riley. Got some Summit Racing stickers. Quick Performance. Hashtag Peak Squad for your peak antifreeze. Got a nice new little Riley's Rebuild sticker. It's a cool one. I love her logo. I actually have an autographed t-shirt in the house. The Can Cut. I don't know. Can Cut. Yeah, Can Cut. It's drill bits. And then the Creator Race. This is for the great race. It was for YouTube creators, and Riley put together a team of automotive YouTube gals to go together and go do it. Then let's get to the cool part. Our new carburetor here. Lift this out. This was an open box, and I ended up getting a great deal on it because Riley, she gets the carbs that are returned, and they have to go through them. They can't just resell them. If you bring a carb back, they don't know what you've done to it. They don't know if you've put fuel in it. They don't know anything. So they sell them or send them to these certified rebuild people. And I know Riley, she's bought like a whole pallet before, stuff like that. And they go through the entire carb. She shows the whole process on her videos. And once they know that that carb is 100% perfect, then they rebox them, and she sells them at a good discounted price. So you can get you a cheaper carb there. And she actually throws a package in here with all the stuff, which this one actually come with wiring for the automatic choke, which we don't need. The vacuum caps are in here, so you need those. And you got your gasket for your carburetor base and for the air cleaner. And you have your plug, so if you don't hook your power brakes up to the back, you can take that fitting out, put this plug in. So if you don't need that extra vacuum cord on there, we're going to set this to the side because we have all new, well, we'll set this up here. We may need the air cleaner one. I don't remember if I even had an air cleaner gasket on there or not, so we'll keep that out. We'll set this to the side. Pop this baby out of here. Now the special thing in here is the boosters. These have a special booster on them. If you don't know about them, you should check them out. Instead of the regular copper pipe that most of your carburetors have on here, let me see if we can get in there. These boosters, they're a special booster. Yeah, I don't know if we can see them. But the booster in here, instead of just one pipe where the vacuum sucks the sucks the fuel out, these Venturi deals, they actually have 8 holes that it comes out of, and that helps to atomize the fuel. Looks like this also has a piece on the choke here that is like a kind of manual release thing. So I think if you get too much vacuum, it'll let more air in. So, and then the manual choke carbs. I converted, I put a kit on my last carb on here to make it manual choke. And the choke bracket that came with my cheap kit, it bent around and the cable slid through the piece. This has a really heavy duty, nice choke mount on it. And then we're going to bend our cable to where it fits in this hole here. And then we'll adjust it and get that set up. I'll show you all of that. So, like I say, this was an open box return. If you look at it, looks brand new. So if there's anything dirty on it, whatever, they went through it, they cleaned it all up. So we're gonna get this baby. I'm gonna move my camera around, get us set up right, and we're gonna install it. So stick around. Okay, everyone, so here we are under the hood of my 76 Ford pickup that's gonna get this carburetor. First step, take off the nut. Remove the air cleaner. Okay, guys. We're already partway done. It's not that simple, but pretty simple. We already have a Carter. This is a Carter AFB competition series. We need a 1/2 inch, our long extension, and our ratchet. Okay. One thing I didn't think of was I didn't grab any screwdrivers yet. Okay. I don't know what I did to get a bunch of grease in here, but I got a bunch of stuff in here I gotta get out. Okay, and we're gonna have to cut off a piece of this brake booster hose because it's getting dry rotted. Probably gonna have to get a new one next time we go to the store. All I'm doing here is undoing all these little 1/2 inch nuts here. We're just gonna set them on the valve cover there. A hard time doing them at the wrong angle with the wrong hand. Some of these don't like to come off as easy. A little wear or stretch on the threads, whatever. We'll get her. And put the ratchet back on it. Hard working on this old truck because it's so dang tall that everything you do is super awkward. What we got going on here? Okay. That one come off. I think these front two are going to be super easy. Because this is a non-emissions motor, we have it on manifold vacuum instead of timed vacuum. We can grab a 5/16, undo this fuel clamp here. We'll just undo the one right at the carb. No, that's not it. Must be a 1/4 inch. Smaller bolts on this one. Last clamps I did was 5/16. Okay. That's gonna let our fuel line off. Disconnect the fuel hose. Disconnect our PCV from the front. Power brake from the back. Oh, our throttle linkage. These little balls can grab pretty good. Put the extension in there, pop it right off. trying to lean on things that aren't hot because it's so hot. Undo that vacuum line there. Oh, and our throttle spring here. You want a good throttle spring on there so you don't ever get your pedal stuck. That old carb should just lift right off now. You see, this is a really good carb. I stole it off my 62 T-Bird while we were waiting to get the new one in the mail. Because I do a lot of work, farm work, all that. So it's hard not having a pickup. Ain't nobody got time for that. So literally, all we need to do here is, oh, this one doesn't have, this one didn't come with the plug on the back for our power brakes. So all we got to do, we're going to take a socket. I think it's what, a 9/16 or a 5/8. 9/16, I was right. Okay, we're going to take that guy out because we're running power brakes. Now on these FEs, if you don't run your power brakes, if you run it off the carburetor, it kind of takes it from the whole motor kind of thing. And if you take it from the old vacuum port on the intake, like they did from the factory, it has a tendency to burn the valve, burn valves on the number 3 cylinder. So we're going to use this fitting and hook our power brakes up to the back of the carburetor. Everything else is good here. All we're going to need is one of our rubber vacuum caps on the timed vacuum hole. And if you have any question over which one is time and which one is manifold, you can either look in the manual and it'll tell you, or normally on the carb here, I'll show you. The manifold is lower because it's taking the air from this side of the butterfly, and the timed is higher because it comes off the other side of the butterfly. So we're going to take and cover this one, put a nice fresh vacuum deal on here. You'll have to replace these every so often. Most of them are pretty trash quality anymore, and even under the hood they weather and crack really fast. So throw that on there. Then all we're going to do, as soon as we got that on there, take and put our 4 nuts back on. For some reason, I think these are all the same length, supposed to be. Whatever. And the back ones stick up further. Don't get that. Maybe I did get a couple longer studs. They're the ones that were in my 62 T-Bird, and I didn't want to go buy new ones, so I just mugged them. Looks like this carb body is a little different, so I'm gonna have to go get a wrench, lay it across here so I can see what I'm doing here. Oh, I got that not threading quite right. I may have to get a wrench because I don't know if they'll fit a socket in here. Just a little different style carb. This AVS 2 is a great carburetor. I love them. Like I say, with the new technology, they atomize fuel better, all that good stuff. Okay. Now we're going to hook our PCV valve up the front here. Probably need a clamp on it. That's a little smaller fitting than our old one had. Then we're going to hook our vacuum advance for our carb up. We're going to hook our fuel line up. I need to reroute this fuel line, redo it all. because I've got this metal line running across the engine and stuff here. It's just what I had from my old setup that was different, and we just threw it together. Now, a lot of your carburetor setups have a little screw thing on the choke there. You just put the cable through and then you tighten it. This one doesn't. And I don't have that gasket for the top of the carb there, so we will be using the one out of our bag here. Set that on here. I'm going to go grab a 1/2-inch end wrench really quick because I was planning on using the ratchet. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, found my old 1/2-inch trusty Craftsman wrench. I still really have no idea where all this crud on my engine come from. We just got done painting and building this sucker. Somehow, I broke loose. It might have come off the transmission or whatever and blown up here while I was driving. These don't have to be real super tight. Forgot to grab a clamp for my PCV hose. We'll grab that here in a little bit when we get to it. Okay, throw our 1/2-inch on here. Excuse me. I got a cough ever since I was in the military, chemical exposure and stuff. I just grab the top of the head of the ratchet and get them getting snug there. But yeah, we're going to have to fix that before we start it here. Let's see, what else do we have to do? That should be about it for that. Just need that clamp. Oh, I have some right here I grabbed. Don't know that they're going to be big enough though. I think these are for a 5/8 hose. Or a 1/2-inch. 5/16. No, they fit. Okay, so that one will work. Put it down kind of below there. Grab a 1/2-inch screwdriver. I know where there is one. I just threw it in here. Okay. So we got our flat blade screwdriver. And we're going to get this clamp down here out of the way. It looks nice. Gotta have it look pretty, you know. My baby. This truck's my everything. Pulls my boat. Pulls all my toys. Okay, that's good and tight. Fuel line's tight. Now I need to cut that hose for the brake booster. I didn't even take the clamp off. I just shoved it on last time, kind of. Lay back here with my little Milwaukee razor blade knife thing here. We're gonna figure out about where we need to cut it because it was too long anyway from the other setup. Okay, set that hose aside here. That one fits pretty good. Okay, now we're gonna turn her on, give her a little gas. We'll get her tuned, and then I have some all thread here. We're gonna cut us a piece for the air cleaner stud and get our top mounted. Well, it'd be good if we put it in neutral. Well, there she goes. Give her. Oh, I didn't hook up my throttle yet. We didn't hook up our throttle piece. I forgot about the ball. Okay, so while that's running a little here, we're going to remove the ball from this carburetor. Needs a little adjustment there. Like I say, we'll let it warm up a little and we'll get the fuel flowing through there. Okay. Okay, our throttle return spring is up here. So we're gonna carefully lean across here, put our throttle ball on there. Might have to turn it off. Probably be safer. Let's do that. Like I say, Riley, she dials these in, and they're pretty dang close. Edelbrock, they usually have them dialed in for your standard, just run-of-the-mill motor. They run them on a flow bench and tune them, test them, tune them, all that fun stuff. So they're usually pretty close depending on your application when you pull them out of the box. A lot of people argue what carb to go with. I go with Edelbrock. They're better quality, especially Holley anymore. Their quality control's kind of gone to hell. Get warped base plates and stuff. Won't even properly mount to your motor. And Edelbrock's still doing pretty dang good on their carburetor quality control. Other things, I got a really expensive high-end air cleaner from them. It looked like crap on top. I got it replaced. The one I got still had a little bubbly stuff on top. So I will tell you, I'm not 100% pleased with Edelbrock and their quality on their other parts sometimes. At least their air cleaners, they don't seem to give them the same attention. So there we go. Got our throttle return spring hooked up. And here's our throttle pedal. Okay, then while we're at it, might as well get the choke done here too. I'm going to have to cut this choke cable off. We're going to give us enough room to open and close her here. So here's my choke cable. Reroute it around all this crap. See, okay, it's all the way back right there. So we're pretty close, about like right here. Okay, that should work. Now, I need to find a pair of pliers because I need to bend that end and I didn't grab my pliers. Okay, so I got a pair of pliers here. We're going to go down a little ways. We're going to bend a 90-degree angle in here. And then we're going to go up about maybe an eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch. And we're going to bend another 90-degree angle in there. And that's going to give us our little angle to lock into the choke. Okay, now lay back down on here. We're going to run into the choke hole and then back. And then take the little screwdriver, loosen the bracket. And we're going to slide the cable into there and then get it really tight so that you don't have it coming loose on you. Right now, my switch is all the way in, which is open choke. So we're gonna have that done up. Hold on. I didn't get my cable in the right place here. Route it around here. Make sure you run it where you want it. Okay. Gotta go. Took it out from behind all this stuff so I can show you guys exactly how it's done here. You want to keep your cable as straight as you can so you don't put any kinks or anything in it, because that'll make it not work quite right. Like I said, Edelbrock has a pretty nice quality bracket. Unlike the cheap aftermarket one I had on here before, that cable's going nowhere. Okay. And now we're going to turn her back over and do a little bit of adjusting on the carb. Right now, we're just going to kind of do it by feel. And then when I get my vacuum gauge out, I might do another video on vacuum tuning. So I don't have my tack hooked back up yet. I think we need a touch of RPM here. And give her about a quarter of a turn here. Half a turn, there you go. Yeah, almost half. We're gonna tune this one down a little. You can hear the engine change there. I'm gonna tune this one down a little. Thing is, they usually put them about to the spec where they're at. And, yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah, they're a little higher or lower altitude down there in Florida, so a little different setting. Might work perfect in Florida, not in Idaho. There, she's running pretty smooth. There we go. I think she's tuned pretty well there. Now I'll show you how to set up our air cleaner here. So that's close enough to get me by. I don't know where. I think my vacuum gauge is in my 68 T-Bird. We're gonna have to go on a manhunt for it. Anyway, all these carburetors, the AVS2 is taller than your normal Edelbrock, and you need a longer stud than the normal Edelbrock, which I already had an AVS2 on my T-Bird so I know that these are have to be longer. The easiest way to do it is make sure your carburetor's right, but all these old Edelbrocks, except for the VRS 4150, all that I've dealt with, use a quarter 20. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this stick a quarter 20. Where to set my air cleaner here? Hold on. When you're using these fancy decorative carburetor or air cleaner studs, you're going to want can barely have any extra threading there. So you literally have to custom cut a rod for it. So we're going to set this on here. Nice and pretty. Oh, look at that. These Edelbrock air cleaners I really like, and they're just black. The one I got on my T-Bird, it's like a $200 fancy aluminum-y one. Aluminium. So we're going to run this down in here into the hole, which we can't because it's too long. We'll fix that. Okay, we cut our rod off. Make it a little easier to work with here. If we can get the hole, we're having time hitting the hole here. So what we're gonna do is take it off. I'm just hitting that other plate. Now what you do, bottom this out nice and tight. Okay. The only problem I have with this one, on these style air cleaners, the air cleaner barely fits in there to perfection. So you have to chase the edge around to line it all up. Get it in place. You're going to want to make sure, it just popped out on this side. You want to make sure you're down in place. Okay. And then we're going to go about a finger above the air cleaner here. We're going to take our thing here and mark it. Okay. Probably go a little bit lower than that. But I'm going to mark it with my finger here, so we know where our mark's at. Just be careful not to mess up your parts. I usually use a marker, but I didn't grab one. So we're going to take our grinder, go just a hair below that, chop the stud off. If you're using a regular old wing nut, you don't have to worry about all this. Now before we get this on, we're going to take this Edelbrock stud, put on here, make sure the threads are nice and clean. Goes right on there. Like I said, that doesn't go on very far. So hopefully we shortened it up enough. Sometimes I grind kind of a little peak on there, make it easier to find and go on the stud and stuff. I didn't do that this time. Go on there nice and tight. Okay. Put our air cleaner on there, line it up how we want it. Push down on it. Line our E up. I don't want to wipe all that down so it's nice and pretty. Hopefully we got a good view there. I know my camera is a little high at the moment. I think I hit my generator or something. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, y'all. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, y'all.